Hi guys, my name is Noni Matikela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the line that must never be crossed by the judge. Okay, so today we break down the moment that has sent shockwaves through the legal community, a moment so procedurally dangerous, so structurally irregular that even seasoned advocates sat in disbelief. Because what happened in the Senzo Mewa trial last week, wasn't just dramatic. It wasn't just unexpected. It was legally radioactive. And if proven unjustified, it could change everything. Before we even get to the incident, you must understand the golden rule of criminal procedure, a rule carved into our justice system. The state presents its case, the state closes its case, the defense presents its case, the state cross-examines. That order is not a suggestion, it is not a guideline, it is the foundation of the adversarial system South Africa inherited and still uses today. When the state closes its case, that door is shut, locked, over, finished. To undo the sequence, a judge must pass a strict legal test, the interest of justice test, not just any evidence qualities, not just any concern qualities. The evidence must be indispensable, relevant, unknown earlier, impossible to present before, not prejudicial to the accused. And the state must apply. The judge cannot just wake up and decide to call witnesses. But what happened in this trial, hold on. You're going to get shocked. Because the entire courtroom and the entire live stream was like, what's going on? What's happening? What am I hearing? What's going on here? What is this Nabetuna? Yes, that is what people were dealing with. A defense witness is on the stand, the defense in full fight and in full flight, leading its case. The moment where the accused finally get to tell their side after 10 years of narrative control by the state. And suddenly, without any application from the prosecution, without the defense being notified, without the legal threshold being met, the judge interrupts the defense case and calls state witnesses. The entire courtroom pauses. Counsel exchange looks, even the gallery stirs. Because this is not normal. This is not done. This is not even a gray area. This is textbook legal overreach. And once that line is crossed, the line between judge and prosecutor, the fairness of the trial becomes compromised. Yes, compromised. Let's break it down slowly. One, the state closed its case months ago. Their window to present evidence is over. Two, the defense is now under oath presenting its version. This is their legal protected turn, right? Three, a judge cannot call state witnesses at this stage without an application, not verbally, not spontaneously, not because of suspicion, concern, or discomfort. No, they can't do that. He can't do that. Four, no interest of justice test was done. Nothing was shown to be indispensable, newly discovered, previously unavailable, impossible to present earlier. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Five, the defense was blindsided, and that alone is legally fatal. This move collapses the structure of criminal trials. A judge cannot participate as a quasi-prosecutor. Not in South Africa, not anywhere that uses an adversarial system. If a presiding judge begins supplying witnesses for the state during the defense case, then the entire trial loses its neutrality. This is what makes this moment so dangerous. Like, I'm sure people that are on the law fraternity perhaps saw something that us, the public, did not see. I'm sure. What could that be? Students of criminal law watching this trial saw it instantly. This isn't unusual. This isn't just dramatic. It isn't even just wrong. It is potentially appealable conduct, serious enough to collapse a conviction. because appellate courts do not play with procedural fairness. They do not compromise on the rights of the accused, and they do not tolerate one-sided judicial intervention. If this continues, the outcome of the Senzo Meyiwa trial could be undone, not because of the merits, but because the process was poisoned. Just because the process was poisoned. But because the process was poisoned, and when the process collapses, justice collapses. And here is the truth. If a judge interrupts the defense case to assist the state, it creates a perception of bias. It undermines impartiality. It blurs the lines between judging and prosecuting, and it gives the defense a powerful basis for appeal. The state did not apply. No legal test was considered. The defense was ambushed, and the adversarial structure was violated. This is why legal experts are calling it the most legally problematic moment of the trial so far. Because once you break the structure, you risk breaking the entire case. And seemingly Judge Rata doesn't care at this point. He's so protective of the state case like nobody's business. From point A to Z, he's been like this the entire time since 2023. It's nothing new. It's just that it keeps taking further steps. It keeps climbing. Initially, perhaps it was Mount whatever, Mount Zion, Mount whatever, Mount Table Mountain, Drakensberg Mountain, but now it's busy climbing Mount Kilimanjaro. We are there on Kilimanjaro Mountain now. It's not even funny. It's not even funny, guys, the way Judge Rata is going. He's climbing. He is on avenues. He's moving all avenues for the state case. Right here, right now. That is what we are dealing with currently. Yes. Whether you support the accused or believe in their guilt, whether you are emotionally invested or just observing, one truth remains: a trial must be fair, a judge must be neutral, and rules must be followed. That one. Whether you believe the accused are guilty, whether you believe the accused are being framed, one thing for sure: a trial must be fair. A judge must be neutral, and rules must be followed. That is what is supposed to be happening, and that is not what we are seeing in that courtroom. If the court abandons the structure, then the justice becomes selective, and selective justice is not justice at all. This moment will be talked about for years, and if the trial collapses later, this will be one of the reasons, because Judge Rata does as he pleases in that courtroom. It's unfair. It is so unfair, everything that happens there. Anyway, what are your thoughts when it comes to this, guys? Let's talk in the comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.